Okay. Alrighty. So, sorry, I'm getting stared at by a dog. So I just wanted to check in with you guys and see how things are going. Our team dropped rank, and it's not, let me think, it's not really because of any of you guys. My right leg of my business is almost completely disappeared, and I've been working really hard at it, but I'm just not getting the engagement that I used to. And I don't think I've changed anything that I've done with anybody, but you know, sometimes people just disengage. And you know, I was kind of going through my brain, like, I know that I need to re-engage and get my mojo back, and I'm sure a lot of people are feeling that way. And then we ended up kind of having a mastermind call with Erin last night too, and it was all of her Emerald and Diamond coaches were invited, and I don't know, I can't even tell you how many people that is. I mean, she's got a downline of 1,000 coaches. But she even said that she's noticing it kind of across the board. So in the Fit Fighter Nation dropped rank. I think she finally qualified for 10-star, and I think we dropped to 8-star because I dropped and somebody else dropped. And rank isn't really that important, but it feels good when you have rank. And so if I'm seeing Erin feel that and kind of talk about that, like the Tuesday night Fit Fighter Nation meeting, 12 people signed on. Out of 1,000 people, potential 1,000 people, 12. And everybody, even like all the other diamonds are talking about it. Like they even feel like people are just kind of not engaged, or, you know, maybe there's some frustrations going on. And so I want to check in with all of you guys. I was hoping we would all be able to sign on together because you guys are my engaged coaches. You know, that we have most of the coaches on our team are discount coaches, and that's fine. But if you want to work the business, if you want to make some money, you want to get your Shakeology paid for, I want to support you and help you reach that goal, whatever your goal is. If it's just making some money, if it's maybe getting some rank along the way with that, whatever you want to do, I want to help you reach that. And, you know, we've talked about this before, that I definitely run my business, my approach to it at least, a little bit different than some of the other go-getter coaches. I'm just not that much of a go-getter. Like I've never been like a hustle kind of person. I like things that are laid back. Like I will not bring extra stress into my life. And I tried to be that hustle coach for a little bit and change things up and push a little harder. And it didn't pay off. It just, because it's not natural for me. And I think that those of you that are engaged here probably are the same way. You know, we always say we're looking for coaches that are like us. We build a team of people, and when your team is successful, it tends to be people that are very much alike and have at least kind of the same approach or outlook on a lot of stuff. And that's why I appreciate our team. Again, we've said this before, we're very different from a lot of the other teams, and I like that. So I want to touch base with each of you individually to see what your goals are, what you want to do, why you want to do it, and what I can do to help get you there. And, you know, I was kind of relying on, you know, Erin's systems, like the Fit Fighter Nation systems of, you know, the new coach onboarding stuff and all of that. And I think that maybe, tell me if I'm wrong, I probably see that maybe you guys don't feel connected to Fit Fighter Nation, and so you're less likely to engage in Fit Fighter Nation stuff. Does that sound right? Okay, and that's fine. It's a really big team. I think it was easier to get people engaged when the team was smaller. And I want to give Erin some feedback about this stuff because she's asking us. She keeps saying, what am I missing? What am I not doing? Because she is like, hustle, 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 go, go, go. And I can see that her feelings are kind of hurt that, you know, things aren't progressing the way that they used to. And I think that's just natural. You know, there's, like we always say, there's an ebb and a flow to all this. And I just want to give her some feedback. And I kind of said that last night, like my gut feeling is that, you know, a lot of our downline just doesn't feel personally engaged to her. Because she was saying some other diamond leaders have invited her to present on a topic in their team meetings. And she said, well, I'm presenting this stuff in Fit Fighter Nation team meetings and nobody's showing up. And my response was, yeah, but when you're on a smaller team meeting, I think it feels more personal, and that makes them feel connected to you and get to know you. I would like for my coaches to feel more personally involved with you, because if they see you as a person, then they would be more likely to respond to the things that you post inside of there. And there's a lot of information in there, and there's a lot of people in there. And I don't think she gets overwhelmed by that kind of stuff. I do. I'm an introvert, and a lot of people would say that they're an introvert, and that's fine. But there's just such a mixture of people and things going on in there that I get lost in it. And if I'm getting lost in it and I've been engaged in it, then I would assume that you guys get kind of lost in it as well. I have you in that Facebook page because when she is posting information or helpful videos and stuff, I want you to have the opportunity to choose to look at that stuff and learn from it as you choose. Because you should be and can be kind of self-guiding some stuff. Like, you know, whatever, you know, somebody posts in there as a helpful thing, you know, just glance at it, and maybe that will speak to you. It's something that I don't say, or I don't bring up, or I don't think of. You know, there's some sort of habits that we all develop, and we kind of forget to talk about it. And so I want you guys to be able to be exposed to information like that. So maybe pick something up here and there. So I will always put people in there, and I hope that when she is posting things about like the Fit Fighter Nation Hangouts, it's the first and third Tuesday of every month. So it's not every week anymore. And they're always recorded, and she posts them to her YouTube channel, and she posts the link in Fit Fighter Nation. And there's usually really good information there. So just keep that in mind that, you know, if we're not talking about very direct, like how to kind of stuff, it's probably because I know that she's presenting it and I'm just not always presenting it to you. Does that make sense? Okay. And I don't want you guys to feel like I'm like barking at you or saying you need to go do this, but I encourage you to go look at some of the old meetings and stuff, because there's really good information in there that other coaches have presented, Erin has presented, and we all learn from each other. And likelihood is that there's something in there that'll speak to you and maybe kind of give you that extra little to do something different or step outside your comfort zone a little bit. So so I just wanted to bring that up. So I want to know kind of where you guys are at, and you know, we'll just call these last couple of weeks a draw, because what I've been missing is my presence and being able to really engage you guys, but you've done a really good job of doing what you're supposed to be doing anyways. And what was I about to say? I just want to know if there's something that you want to know or something that I can do a little bit different to help you guys reach your goals. So I am going to put you guys on the spot. So I'm not talking like SC goals and rank goals and stuff like that. I want to know, like, why are you really here? Like, you're signed on to this call right now. You're working out. You're drinking Shakeology. Like, why are you still here? And where do you think you want to go with that, so that we can come up with how to get there and strengthen you, turn whatever you're doing now, dial that up so that you can reach the goals that you want to reach. Does that make sense? Okay. Because I'm going to say this right now. SC5, for anybody that is like, you know, a working coach, is a non-negotiable, right? So let's just say that here on out. Like, that's a non-negotiable for all of us. I haven't hit Success Club. I think it was last month I didn't hit. I think I hit the month before that. And I'm on verge. I only have 2 points right now, and it's the 22nd. And, you know, I've missed out on some time and opportunity. And so I have to work really hard these next few days, because I will be on vacation with my family next week. And from dusk till dawn, it's going to be my family. And I'm desperately trying to not have to worry about that stuff next week, other than having an order set up by, you know, Monday morning, so that somebody completes it next week before the end of the month. That's kind of where I'm at with trying to get these next 2 challenge packs sold so I can get back on track, because I'm losing coaches left and right. And like I said, I've lost my right leg almost completely. So I'm rebuilding completely at this point, which is, you know, part of the game. So anyways, so SC5 is a non-negotiable for all of us that are really trying to do anything. So if you have goals, know that hitting SC5 is the thing you absolutely have to do every month to reach any goal that you set for yourself from here on out. And that's just a reality thing. Like, that's just a numbers game, to help you make some money and, you know, do some extra stuff. So, who wants to go first?
I will.
Okay.
Well, I'll just hit on the whole Fit Fire thing real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I go on the calls, and I've kind of stopped because, yeah, I wasn't really, I don't want to say I wasn't enjoying them, but I wasn't getting as much out of them for myself, because I'm not that, I want to say not that active as a coach, but I'm not like where she's at. You know what I mean? Like, so a lot of her energy, I'm like, I don't got that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to. And just like this past week, she had sent me a private message telling me to go into the Emerald coaching, like the push to Emerald. Well, I have already done that. And I don't want to say she made me feel like I had to do it. Like, she kept messaging me like, don't forget, can you do it? Are you sure? Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you do it? And like, finally I was like, fuck it. Like, yeah, sorry, I'll do it. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of got irritated by it. But sitting in and listening to that again, it did me no good, because I heard it all before. There's nothing that.
Are you talking about the call that she did the other day? Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah. Like, because I was an Emerald, I lost my status because two of my people decided not to tell me that they weren't going to renew their stuff. I lost it. Like, I was fully aware that I know how to get back to where I need to be.
Right.
But the call didn't help me. Like, I didn't need to be there, so I didn't know the reason on why she was pushing so hard. Do you know what I mean?
I do. And I can't, I don't know. Again, I love Erin, and I think that sometimes when people get to a certain level, they forget that everybody's not there.
Right.
And because she is seeing this level, I mean, she's had an opportunity to do some really cool stuff. Like, if you guys have been following her, like, that's really awesome that our upline coach is going to be in the infomercial. Like, we're going to see her running, you know, like, that's really cool. I'm really, really excited for her. But I think that yeah, they, like, a lot of people just forget, like, to bring themselves to where they were at one point. But again, she's a hustle, 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 hustle kind of person. You do what you got to do, and you sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. Well, I don't do that. I just don't. And I'm like, okay, I am not a perfectionist. So if I'm like, I'm not going to hit, and I'm not going to get a little tag on my thing at Summit that says an SC, what is it called? I don't even know what it's called. An SC legend or something like that. You know, because they give you little extra tags to put on your lanyards and all that stuff. It's nice, and you feel like you're part of something, but at the end of the day, this is how I look at life. Is it going to matter to me in my last moments? I'm like, yes, I hit SC every month until the day I died. You know, like, no. But I know that if I want to do something with my business, I need to hit it. That is meaningful to me. It has to be actually meaningful. And so that's what drives me to hit SC. That's what drives me to advance rank. Because I know that when I do, I'll make more money. I make a higher rate, like when your, what's the word for that? When your volume rotates, you make more money every time your volume rotates as a diamond or above, right? And then when you go above that, you get bonuses and stuff. Yeah, I'd like to do that. But apparently now isn't the time that that's going to happen. Will it happen? Yes. But I'm a slow and steady, you know, I'm going to fit this into where I'm at right now, and I'm not going to make everything else fit into that. Like, does that make sense? Like, my whole life isn't coaching.
Right. And that's what it
and her life is coaching.
Everybody to be like that full-time coach, and that's not where I even, and I'm not, obviously, like, more power to people who want to do that, but that's just not, like, I am not there to be like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a full-time Beachbody coach. No. Like, no.
Right.
That's what I want to do.
I totally feel you.
Like, yeah, I want to get back to Emerald. I know that. Like, I want to do that, and I want to continue what I'm doing, but I'm at the point where I'm really frustrated because, like, I'm not seeing anything. Like, absolutely nobody is responding. Even people in my current group, like, aren't even, there's like 3 people who still get their shakes and are actually, like, participating. Everybody else is just like,
yeah,
like,
and that came up last night as well. Everybody was saying that about their groups. Everybody is just really like,
yeah,
challengers are not doing anything, their coaches are not doing anything. Everybody's just really like, right now. And it's trying to turn that over is hard.
Yeah, and I'm continuing with it. I slacked on my own posts on my own page, like personal, you know what I mean, like posts. I have to get back at doing that, but like as far as my goals, I mean, I'm just gonna try to be consistent with that, and then, you know, as you said, plant those seeds. But I've reached out to pretty much every single person I know on Facebook that, like, there's people are like, that's great, but, and some people are just so sick of seeing it all from multiple, and that's the feedback I got from a lot of people. Like, a lot of their friends do that. That's all they see. And they don't want to see it anymore. So they're like sick. Bye.
Well, and I think that because there's more and more people doing network marketing in some way or another in general, that,
Right.
yeah, I could see that where it gets kind of burnt out.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And the other thing is that, and what I tried to explain to the diamonds also was, you know, as we're more involved in this and with each other, we start seeing more and more of it in our news feeds. And when you see everybody else and their daily posts, you're like, what the hell am I going to post that's going to make a difference? Like, sometimes it just feels like that.
Mhm.
So I want to encourage you to just refocus on your health journey. I'm not going to say stop thinking about coaching, but don't think about it as a coaching and marketing agenda. That's not your goal. Your goal is from why you started this journey in the first place, right?
Right.
And potentially, what a lot of us need to do is refocus on that, period. Like, legit. Like,
Right.
recommit to the original goal that we all have had. And that
Mhm.
is doing the program, doing our workouts, and saying that.
Mhm.
And that's what speaks to people. That's what they see. So they're going to see a bunch of people post about it, all this stuff, or send them messages. But what they will see from you that they won't see from the 5 others is that you're still doing it,
Mhm.
that you're still sticking to it, and the other effects it has in your life, the other positive things that happen in your life because you've learned to take care of your health. Does that make sense?
Right. Mhm.
But you're right. Like, if you're not putting it, like, at least, one post up a day, you get lost in the shuffle of Facebook and nobody sees anything and they don't
Right.
take it seriously.
Right.
Um, that's legit. That is legit.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I don't want you to think about it as goals. I want you to think about it as your why.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, because I was even thinking about this the other day, like, I just need to focus on, as you said, like, why I started and just continue. And so that's why I did put that post on the other day. And I talked about my big goal for the end of the year. And, like, crazy, but I think I might hopefully hit that. Because month 1, I'm already down 8. So
That's awesome.
if I lose 10 a month, I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's awesome. And,
So,
like, put that out there if you're comfortable with it. Like, kind of, like, do a, what do you want to say, like 90 days, like day 1 of 90, and then,
yeah,
like, say something about it.
yeah.
And do like a weekly, just like you would do in our group, like, do a weekly, like, here's my
Yeah,
here's my
because
success.
I started in October, so I figured like I would post like after October, like, okay, month 1 was down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, it's a day by day thing. And if people see a consistent, and it might keep you more consistent too. Like, so what day, today is day 22, right? So I would put that kind of like Carl Deichler does his Shakeology post, today is day 200 and whatever. I think that says a lot about your consistency and your dedication to yourself, because you're not doing it for anybody else. You're doing it for you. And that is
Right.
fantastic.
Right.
And most people can't say that. They always have some other, of course, you're doing it for your son too, but first you're doing it for you.
Right.
And you don't have to say anything to anybody else about it. Just show that you're doing that and that you're being consistent. And somebody out there will receive that. Somebody needs to see that every day. And I would just, like, maybe even say that you don't have to do this, but I just think it'd be cool to see, like, okay, I'm going to start like counting my days and starting today. Today's day 23 and, you know, a short little blurb and on you go. And then somebody's going to see day, you know, like, you know, 40 and go, what the hell is she really still doing that? Like, you know, I think that says something. And to see the ups and downs of that journey.
Right.
Somebody needs to see that. And whoever, there is somebody out there watching and there's somebody waiting, and for whatever reason it just hasn't clicked yet, but it will.
Mm-hmm.
I think we probably have a lot of people just sitting and watching us right now. I really do.
Right.
I think that's the case with a lot of people. But the advantage that we have right now is it's right before the holidays. So, you know, there's a lot of, I don't know what the distraction is for everybody right now. Like, usually this time is a little bit better. It's usually a little bit easier. I don't know, maybe everybody's really excited about Halloween or something. But, you know,
Isn't fall break longer this year than it ever has been? Like, most schools are on 2 weeks versus.
They had 2 weeks off, yeah.
oh.
And I think a lot of people are on vacation, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, wait, first of all, everybody is vacation. You're absolutely right. And half of those people are in Disney World right now.
Right. Weird.
Everybody's in Disney World.
It is the best time to go to Disney World, though.
Yeah.
There's that. But anyway, I think that's part of the problem. But, I mean, I know for myself, I was totally disengaged a week and a half ago. I mean, I hardly had service. Like, I wasn't checking anything, you know.
Yeah.
I've kind of fallen off the bandwagon a lot this month, and I'm, you know, planning on getting a fresh start November 1st and putting myself back out there because I just haven't been engaged at all.
And I think that's a great thing to say out there. Like, Precious and I have messaged each other. She hasn't really posted in the group or anything, but, you know, she's like, okay, when are we restarting? I was like, well, you were supposed to be going right now. Like, when are you doing? When are we restarting? Like, we're in a current round right now. Oh, yeah. Like, how did you just forget? Like, you're in the group. You totally forgot. Okay. So I'm like, okay, November 7th or November 2nd, because that's why I'm like, I'm trying to get a few people going because it's the perfect time, because it'll end right before Thanksgiving. And then you take that time off right about around Thanksgiving, and then you restart and you finish right before Christmas. So in between those holidays, you give people some motivation and something to focus on, and you get them to buy right now because they're not going to buy it later because they're buying Christmas presents, you know? And so healthy for the holidays, like right after Halloween, is something that I try and say to people. And it sounds crazy, but like, last year, we had a really big group of people starting healthy for the holidays, and it was awesome because people got to Thanksgiving and they were really excited that they had lost weight before Thanksgiving. They stagnated for that time, and then they continued to lose weight, you know, so nobody gained weight over the holidays, which I thought was so cool to watch all these people, even if they weren't losing a bunch of weight, they did not gain any weight during the holiday season. And that's huge. Like, that's really huge because most people gain somewhere between 5 and 10 pounds during the holidays. Like, whoa. And the biggest time of engagement is right after Christmas and right before New Year's. So everybody has that New Year's resolution, but that week is when the majority of sales and, like, you know, big changes happen. So I don't know, it sounds crazy to me, but that's the reality of the market, I guess. But anyways, so okay, so Nikki, I want you to say out loud, like, what is your why? Why are you on this journey? Like, you know, don't give me the dream board. Like, just give me why are you on this journey?
Because I need to do it for myself now, because for so long I've just put off doing something for me, and it's taken a toll on me mentally and physically. And so, like, that's why I did this a year ago, was to try to get myself, like, where I need to be, you know. And obviously KJ is a big motivation for me, but I need to do it for me. Like, I need to.
Like it's like taking blood pressure medication.
Yes.
Yes.
It's something that I mean, because I think with me, like, my whole life I've struggled, like, going from skinny to fat, skinny to fat, skinny to fat. You know what I mean? Like, I was the tallest kid. I mean, obviously we grew up together. I mean, I was the tallest kid. I was chunky, and then I went to high school weighing 110 pounds, looking like Skeletor, you know, like playing sports. And then after college, stopped playing sports. I got fat again because I just didn't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, and then now it's just I never could get back on track like where I used to be. And like, I don't know, like, in this time that I've done it, I've seen such a different change in, like, my attitude and things. Like, I'm more positive than I used to be. And so people have even commented on that. So I know that it's working. I just need to, like, continue to focus on me and, like, what I have to do for myself. If that makes sense.
I think that makes perfect sense. And I think that's absolutely spectacular answer. Like, because that's what it's really about. It's about our heart, our journey, our soul. Like, because that is what is the most important thing, is that you're getting something out of this journey. And if you see, because my next question was going to be, what else has it impacted in your life? Because if it's not impacting something else in your life, then something needs to change.
Yeah.
Right?
No, it has in that way for me. And then just, you know, seeing, like, for my sister, for example, like, what it's done for her being in the group. Like, I don't see her that often, obviously, because she doesn't live here. And so she posted in a thing the other day how, like, she likes having her shakes and doing the program because she's already went down 2 sizes. Like, I had no idea. I mean, I don't see her to know that.
Yeah.
And she didn't even have a profile picture on her Facebook because she don't like Facebook. I only made her do it for the group. Like,
Right.
so she doesn't post pictures of herself, and she's not like a selfie taker or anything like that to send you. So I was just like, what? You went down to what? Like, when did that happen? Like, what? And so, like, seeing that, and I'm like, okay, like, that makes me happy to know that, like, she's doing this, and, like, I might have a little bit of influence on that. You know what I mean? So
absolutely. You
like, I can't.
That.
Yeah.
That is spectacular.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love that. And she was hard. She was so hard to actually do something. Like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love your face right now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, I don't know. I just need to continue.
Well, and like, you know, Beachbody isn't magic. Like, it's not for everybody.
Right.
There's lots of great clothes out there. They're awesome, but they're not for everybody. What looks good on you doesn't look good on me, doesn't look good on Meredith. Well, Meredith and I are kind of built the same, and we get mixed up. We used to get mixed up at work, but anyways. But you know what I'm saying. The same thing doesn't fit everybody. It doesn't look good on everybody, because it might even fit you, but it doesn't fit your personality. So people don't receive that thing that you're wearing so well. I believe in Shakeology because I really do just believe in what it's made of and what the possibility it has in people's lives. But it's not for everybody. The programs aren't for everybody. It's about finding your fit. And if something else fits them, whatever it takes, do that. Now, of course, I'm not going to like condone people using all those chemicals and stuff of other programs. But if you're doing fitness and clean nutrition as your baseline, that's what's important to me, right? And you find those people that it fits for. You know, you can't tell everybody this will work for you. You hope it will, but I'm a skeptic at heart. Like, I'm not going to say that it's going to work for everybody, and it's not going to. Even if they do say I'll give it a try, and if they don't put the work in, it's not going to work, right? If they don't put the time and actually dedicate themselves to it, it's not going to work. Just like anything else, it's not magic. It's just nutrition and fitness, but it's guided and it's supported, and that's why this is different. It's worked for us. It's worked for a gazillion people. You can't argue with that. And so we will find, you know, the people around us that it can work for too. But it's not going to be everybody, and that's all right.
Right.
I'm just like still like stoked about your sister. That's so awesome.
Well, I'm going home tomorrow, so I'm going to try to snap a picture of her and then find an old picture and do my own comparison. I don't care what it is, I'm going to post it. I don't care.
You should. You should. That is so cool. I'm really proud of her.
Yeah, me too.
Good.
Me too.
Well, and even the people that aren't fully engaged or aren't doing it 100%, you know, if you're giving them legit content, you're teaching them something along the way. Maybe they've picked up at least one healthier habit. And is it putting money in your pocket? No. Is it, you know, kind of reinforcing what you're doing for them? Not necessarily, because they're not letting you know, they're not posting. But it's doing something for them. So you might have taught them one thing along the way. And sometimes that's all we can do. You know? So just, that's the silver lining of, you know, people that don't engage. And maybe it plants a big seed there and they'll come back to it, or they'll find something a little bit later that fits them a little bit better, or they'll come back to it at some point because, you know, they'll see other people have continued. But, you know, I can't tell you how many people have been left behind in, you know, groups and stuff. Like, you've seen how much our groups have changed over time. And people that are there or come back, or, you know, were really engaged at one point and now you're like, where the hell are they? Like, it just for some people, and that's all right. But we gave them good content and a good beginning, and hopefully they developed some sort of healthy habit along the way that they may or may not be aware of. So, right. Okay. Good why. Good focus.
Thank you.
All right, Mare. All right.
Oh. Well, my biggest why, I guess, is that I've always been an athlete, always. And I've hit probably some of my biggest lows have been when I've gained a lot of weight and not been able to, like, compete or do the things that I love to do. So for me, I've used this as a way to get myself back to that athlete that's still, like, dying inside of me to continue competing at some kind of level, whether it be running or playing soccer, and just being my active self. And I think that's been my, like, biggest accomplishment right now, having lost 30 pounds. And
which you should be screaming.
I know, but it's hard. And going out and just, like, I'm training for a half marathon at the beginning of November, and I'm really determined to get my goal time. So I've just been like working really hard. But I wouldn't have been able to get to this place if I hadn't just, I let myself give in to Beachbody, and I saw what you were doing, and I thought, she's on to something here. So, no, I love the way that it makes me feel, and I want to continue to feel that way. I think the products really, truly do sell themselves. So that's why it's really hard for me sometimes when people want you to explain Beachbody, and it's hard to kind of explain sometimes because I feel like I'm being salesy, and I don't want to be, but I want them to try it, but I also want them to be like, you're going to try it and you're going to love it, but I don't know how to express that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that makes sense. But anyways, I'm derailing, but my why is just back to doing it for me and nobody else, and just feeling really accomplished and motivated to keep moving forward, I guess. Will I ever want Beachbody or do Beachbody as my full-time job? No.
Right.
I'm too busy with other things, but I do think that I have the capability to share with other people and at least bring some people into my world to discover how awesome it has been. So, in our world.
Yeah. I think 100% yes. Yeah, 100% yes. You have that athletic edge to appeal to a whole different group of people that have used other products. So they have the ability to compare this to something. So remember, when you feel like you're being salesy, when people are asking you about info, they just want you to share. Like, you don't have to tell them like a whole bunch of like, product details and stuff, or send them a long laundry list of stuff. You just have to share your experience. Like, this is what I've done. This is how I've done it. This is how long I've been doing it. And sometimes I'm surprised at myself, but this is the difference that it's made in my life. And I just can't argue with that. That's how I answer questions about, other products. I don't know. I can only tell you what this has done for me. And I've used a couple other products. I've had other opportunities presented to me, but it wasn't the full package of what I now know I needed. It was fitness guidance. It was very specific nutrition guidance and support. That's the coaching tackling, fitness, nutrition, support. And it's there for a reason. And that's all you have to rely on is your experience. And the people that are supposed to be here with you will be here with you because they'll trust your experience. And if they're people that you have contact with, give them a sample. And I'm really, really proud of you.
Thanks.
And I know you're humbly proud of yourself, and it's hard for you to do that. I think a lot of us are like that. It's really, really hard. But I think we all need to learn to own it a little bit. Like, you are healthy. You are making good choices. You are improving your life. And those are things that people just talk about doing or wish that they could do, and you're actually doing it. I think that's huge. Like, I want you to really think about that. How many times or already you've had a conversation with somebody and they have said, I wish I could do that. Well, wishing isn't worth anything. You have to actually do something. I've been watching way too many Disney movies.
That's a really good one.
But it's true. Have you ever seen Princess and the Frog? You should. Because wishing doesn't do it by itself. What wishing does is it makes you say it out loud. What wishing does is it puts it in your heart and makes it meaningful. Because you're not going to wish for something if you don't really want it. But then it has to motivate you to actually do something to make that happen. You have to open yourself up, just like you just said. You finally opened up and gave in to the full Beachbody process, and look at the difference that it made because you went all in. You guys are actually doing it. You're not just wishing for it. You're actually doing it. You're making it happen. And when you do more of that, that's going to inspire other people that need to be inspired. When you're more open about that and you're finally comfortable with it and you accept it within yourself, other people will receive it as genuine. But you have to believe it yourself. When I finally stopped going, I lost this much weight, was when I went to Super Saturday and everybody in the room stood up and sat down according to how much weight that they lost. And I think I've told you this story before. You know, they got to 70 pounds and I'm still standing there. And I look around the room and there might be like 10 to 15 other people standing around in a room of 800 people. And I realized I was part of something like really big. And if it was, you know, like 5, 10, 15 pounds, you know, whatever it was for anybody, like that is majorly significant in their life, regardless of how much weight it is. But that's when I stopped going, I lost 70 pounds. I lost 70 pounds because I worked my ass off for it. I literally worked my ass off. And people go, oh my God, that's amazing. No, that was hard ass work. That was dedication. And it was hard ass work. But what was amazing is that it wasn't something that I did quickly. It wasn't gimmicky. It was something I worked at every day in 30-minute increments every day. And it was a pound at a time. But I stayed with it and I accomplished that and I've maintained it. And I learned to own it. That's my success. I mean, if I'm never any other kind of rank, I'm like, okay, whatever. I've done something that so many other people just wish about doing because I used to be one of those people. Well, there's other stuff I wish for and I haven't made happen yet, but one thing at a time. But you're right. When you fully give in, then you have to fully accept it of yourself and own it, and let it be part of you, because it's a part of your heart and it's a part of your soul and it's a part of your life and it's a part of your story. And when you accept that as reality, it makes it genuine, and that speaks to people. And whatever other posts you see out there that you're like, ugh, preaching, perfection, that ain't us. And that's all right. We're the nitty-gritty misfits. Real life. You guys live in Fishers, but you don't act Fishers. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying.
I live on the porch of the Fishers. That's what Aaron and I joke about.
She lives on the what?
Say it
I
again.
said I live on the poor side of Fishers. That's what Aaron and I joke about all the time.
I love it. Well, this is why I wanted to talk about all this, because I want you guys to be able to truly refocus and feel it and commit to yourselves. You don't need to commit to me. You don't need to commit to this team. You need to commit to yourself. And when you do that, again, you will own it. It will be part of you, and then it's genuine. And you're doing very genuine things. You just don't feel it yet. So maybe that's something we could all work on. So let's see. Where are we at? I'm sorry, it's almost 10 o'clock. How do you guys feel? Ready?
Motivated.
Good. So like whatever is running through your head right now, if it's like you just some bullet points about your why or what you want to do, write some stuff out. Like while it's in your heart right now, write it down on paper so that you can look at it and reflect on this moment. If it's something that I said, I would even rewatch this and my blabber and listen to yourselves. We don't do that enough. We never want to hear ourselves, and I don't always want to hear myself, but sometimes I'll rewatch these and I'll go, oh, I forgot I said that. And a lot of times I'm saying to you what I need to say to myself. I'm posting out in public to encourage and inspire other people because I need to hear it myself. I am just reflecting and telling myself something. We all need to hear it. And at some point, somebody else is going to get inspired too. And it'll happen. So write some stuff. I don't know, keep working at trying to share, keep working on connecting with people and inviting. Obviously, we are not going to have a team meeting next week because I will not be here. Okay. And then the week after is the first week of November, so we all should be starting on whatever we're starting. Right? I still want to execute our idea about doing the event thing. I think it is a really good idea. I think it can be successful, but just like we are recommitting to our journeys, we need to commit to being more consistent about this stuff too. So I'm going to put a couple of challenges out there. Do you guys listen to National Wake Up Calls?
On occasion.
On occasion. Okay. So make that a non-negotiable. Mayor, have you ever listened to one? Like, okay. Do you listen to podcasts?
Not very often.
So, but you have like the podcast thing on your phone? Okay. Team Beachbody, it's a podcast. And so every National Wake Up Call from every Monday is put up there. Start listening. And there was one this past week I want you guys to listen to. Danielle Natoni. And there was one the week before. Let me see. Sorry. Tara Carr, Tarah, Carr, Carr. And this is where I posted the other day, Prosper Where You're Planted. That was her subject, and it really spoke to me. So these two, listen to him for sure. So Danielle Natoni, she was this past Monday, and Tara Carr, she was the Monday before. And this is one of those things that I would say is a non-negotiable as part of your personal development. It's a baby step of personal development. I'm bad at personal development, so therefore you guys are going to be bad about personal development. And it's something that we all really need to get better about, because regardless of business, we all need to work on ourselves. You know, we're going through this journey, so, you know, our inner self needs just as much health, and we all know that. This is more of a mental health journey than it is anything else. We know that now, right? We're all at that point. So I will say that. I don't get to make it to the Fit Fighter Nation calls on Tuesday nights anymore because I work Tuesdays, and by the time I get home, I can't get signed on and all that stuff, and blah, 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 blah. So I have to watch those afterwards. So even if you guys don't want to sign on, I would suggest at least checking out what the topic is and watching it afterwards. So if you're not going to pick up a personal development book or download an audiobook and listen to it, my challenge for you for personal development would be listening to National Wake Up Calls and listening to some of the Fit Fighter Nation team calls, and you can pick and choose those as you want to. I'm not going to say it has to be every single week, but go through some of the subjects, and there might be something that jumps out at you that, you know, we've been doing those calls for like 3 years. And if you go back a couple of years, you'll see, you know, much smaller groups of people, and it might be stuff that you feel might be more applicable to where you are right now, because remember, Erin started out where you were. She started out with the same frustrations that you did. Just eventually she, you know, developed a mindset and a system that started working for her and, you know, pushed her to this point where she's at now. So maybe go back in time a little bit, back up a year or two, and, you know, see what's in there in her YouTube channel as far as, you know, team hangouts, and maybe watch some of those one a week or something like that. So I think those are the things that, you know, that's part of our journey, you know, as we're recommitting to ourselves. Doing that personal development really needs to be part of it. I mean, it's a vital behavior for a reason. Invite, be part of the product, personal development. It's there for a reason. We need it.
I am going through that 28-day growth thing.
Yes, I haven't been able to do any of that. How is it?
I'm behind on it, but it's actually not bad. Like it's pretty good. I like that dude.
Good.
I like the stuff the videos that he posts and all the information, and his book's not bad either. I haven't finished it, but yeah.
That's awesome. Well, good. I'm glad that you're sorry, my dog's jumping on me. You're getting something from it, and that's all. You know, like, as long as you get a couple of nuggets, you know, that become meaningful to you. And I know, like, stepping back, Nikki, just a little bit, I'm sure why Erin was pushing you, even though you've attended those calls or you've done the groups before, sometimes where we are mentally at one time, we are in a different place another time, and that's why she will always encourage people to re-engage in that stuff. Because even like when I've done several diamond groups, leading or being part of it, I learned something different. Even the information is the same, but I pick up something this time that I didn't pick up last time. So I'm sure that's why she was encouraging you. She was in panic mode, so I'm sure it came off like that.
I think some of that, like, stuff that she does as far as like the trainings like that, or Push to Emerald or whatever, I think they need to revamp those a little bit.
Well, and we've done it a couple different ways, and since you've been through it, it's being done a little bit different too. It's shorter. The information is just a little bit different. It's kind of cut down.
Yeah, because this time around, like, she pretty much was like focused on, well, these are the benefits of it, like money-wise and different things like that. Like, for me, it would be nice to have it to, if they would do it this way or whatever, like more of the struggles to get there and how you can like get past those or tips for those.
Okay.
Because you have all the people that might be just signing up but don't want to become a coach or whatnot, but it never, all the stuff that they talk about doesn't fit to where I'm at struggling money to sign up as a coach. So that's why I feel sometimes it doesn't help me.
I think that's a very legit criticism.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Well, you know, that kind of, again, we are our own team and we could do what we want to do. So, you know, maybe that could be a thing that we address in one of our calls one of these weeks. And because we're small, we can just have a conversation about it in one night instead of, you know, a post every day. You know, I would much rather do this with you guys and have this as a learning opportunity for us, for sure. So maybe reflect on that a little bit and jot some notes down about like the struggle, like the things that you think we're missing. Maybe like 3 things you think are really, really helpful. And then like 3 things that you think we're absolutely missing. And we'll talk about those. We'll address it and see where we get with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because sometimes when we just talk about that stuff, we end up answering our own questions or coming up with our own ideas, right? So we'll do that. Oh my gosh, Mobley. You just dying right now? Yeah. I'm being called by the dog. I gotta go. Okay. Well, I'm gonna let you guys go to bed. I'm gonna stop the recording, and so I'm counting on Jenny and Jamie. I'm hoping Val will watch this as well, to also kind of think about these things, and then maybe they'll post for us, and so I'll be following up with them as well, so that we can all be working on this stuff together and kind of driving ourselves forward together. So we're all on the same level here. We're all trying to do pretty much the same things, just in a little bit different direction. Do you hear him like yelling at me right now? Okay. Let me stop the recording. Everybody make a weird face.